Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have a great rack. I have 7-letter bingos on it, and I expect there'll be a ton of 8s as well. I have carless, scalers, scleras, and I think one other. Possibly classer. Carless takes an S in front, so scalers or scleras probably my preferred option if my opponent changes. He doesn't. And no double lanes open. Open doesn't take anything in front of it. So the highest scoring lane would be column 8, beginning or ending with E. So I have careless and rescales. Neither fits the bill. Are there any other anagrams? What would a word ending in E look like? Well, I'm not seeing anything which hits a triple word square. So, do I have any plays which overlap open? Certainly the C can't. So scalers and rescales don't work. Well, scleras does to some extent. And this isn't massively dangerous, and the S, if it avails my opponent of a bingo, will in turn be providing access to column 1. I'm going with this. Not so great. V and F together, pretty bad. They lack synergy, and they're not great by themselves either. But it's reasonably balanced, so I should be able to play through this. I may even be able to get rid of F and V in one go with frivol in column 4, should that remain available. 5's also an option in column 8, but for a much lower score. Now my F can go underneath OR, but I don't have any FR words. I think the best I can do is ORF, keeping 4 consonants, which is not ideal. The C prevents my opponent from playing anything other than a 2-letter word in row H. Open only takes an S after it. And there may be some 6-letter extensions to the triple word square, but they're likely to be outside, or will be outside, the words that I've studied. So at the moment, frivol is my preferred option, but that could easily be taken. My O can go in front of PA. Well, that's where my opponent's gone, and frivol remains available. Opponent's provided nothing new. That's better than this. Great, I draw the Z, and the rack is reasonably balanced. Frivol was nice, it hasn't put any vowels next to premium squares. It has opened a double lane in row E, but that would require a bingo beginning with R. So, what can I do with my Z? There are no obvious Z spots. I'm just looking at the C in scleras to see if I have a 5-letter play with a Z, and I'm not seeing such a play. Can't see anything down from the S. I think it's only an S which goes after ES, well, S and T, but I have neither. Core takes nothing in front. I have Zia in column 3. for 31 points. Again, keeping 4 consonants, which I'd quite like to avoid. What about row F? Can I get my Z tripled? No. Well, I have a new spot for my Z. My Z spot goes, but I do now have Z. And I also have ADZ, ADZ, but I think Z would score more. Over 40, compared to about 32. And Z retains a vowel, which is good. Opa takes a D in front, but I can't see a play which gets the Z tripled in that spot. Do I have any alternatives to Z? Zia fits, but it's not a better play. Well, I have Zep, which is a better play. So Zep for 42, keeping clad. Bad pickup. Clad was quite a nice keep. Any vowel would have gone well with that. Instead I draw 3 consonants. However, I have a 100-point lead. And my A can go after the Z, so I could, for example, play CAD. But I'd like to avoid keeping 4 consonants. FAP takes nothing in front, so to some extent attention turns to the S and the C. I have scold, but that doesn't quite reach the double word square. What about a play in row J? And how about row F? I've got a D for making dopa, so I could play drad. That's quite nice. Great, only 8 points for opponent. So this isn't going to score much more. 17 points, but I'm keeping 3 consonants, not 4, which is good. And I don't think there was terribly much on offer in row J. I do have the T for EST. But I don't think I would score more than drad. Drad's quite nice, it takes nothing after it. It is opening up column 8, however, for quite a scoring non-bingo play. But my priority is sorting the rack out. And I think this is best. Or is it? What about dolt? 29 points, that is a lot more. I'm going with this. Well, that looks close to a bingo. I'm not seeing a 7 on this rack. S and C would need to be in second place. Wow! Nice bingo for my opponent, and it's possible drad would have prevented that, but there's no point in such thoughts right now because I have this rack to deal with, and I still have a 40-point lead. Do any of these floaters provide me with a bingo? Not sure they do. Diracial, not good. Wouldn't fit anyway. Close to raticide. So what to do here? I was thinking about CAD, but I certainly want to split up the duplicate I if I can. So I could play dial. Can I do better? Just looking for 5-letter extensions to EST. Not seeing any. ED takes H and S. 2 H's still to come. What about an SC play? Not seeing anything great. Well, column 8 available for plays ending EST and IEST. Let me just cover up an I. So Dicalius, Claridius. Nope, I don't have one right now, but something to bear in mind. So I have dial, an OK score and an OK rack leave, so I could be missing something better. I don't have any longer words in this spot because R only takes an E after it. I'm going with this. Great, that looks very balanced and close to a bingo. Heroical through an A. Can't see anything through the S or C. Well, it's churlish through an S. That doesn't fit. No new openings provided by my opponent. Chloriest, not good. Okay, that's not enough tiles anyway. Let me still consider column 8. Well, coloriest, not good. What about a play through EST lower down? I'm not seeing anything. So, is there a 7 on this rack? Because column 12 is available. I'm not seeing a 7-letter play. It certainly is a nice looking rack. And it's just TA that's available as a 2-letter set. Very tricky to see 9-letter plays. No, it's not coming to mind. And Opal takes a C in front. Not seeing anything through EL. So how about using this H spot? I could play Chai. For 39, which is a pretty good score, and an OK rack leave. Can I do any better? Cora takes a T after it as well as an I. I don't have to stick the I there. And my H could go after this. Could go after the S. I'm going with Chai. And I have a 90-point lead, which is good. Quite a balanced rack. No bingo springs to mind. Column 12, I probably should have given more consideration to a non-bingo play. Let me consider now. I don't have any, neither of my scoring tiles goes after TI, but E and L do. Great, just 22 points for my opponent. And, well, Tig takes an E. I don't have anything which goes after Elt because that's just an S. So I could play Mel for 19 points. What else is on offer? I'm reluctant to make a 3-letter play in column 7. It wouldn't score very much and it would invite a much higher scoring play in column 8. Column 1 not really available because of this V. Can't see anything through the S. What about a play beginning EST? Not seeing anything, so quite a tight board. is 25. So what does that invite? Well, something LE, which I've got. So I think this is worth doing because no L's out there. It may not be as easy to score in column 8 as otherwise, and this rack leave is fairly balanced. What about something else? 10 minutes on my clock. Bovoid is good. Bovoid's not good. I won't waste any time at all in contemplating that. Tick takes nothing in front. So I was thinking about opponent could play a 3-letter play in row A, but I've got a good lead. So anything he plays up around here is not going to be a bingo. I'm going with this. Well, no bingo, but even if I did have a bingo, it probably wouldn't play. Karai either takes nothing or just an S, and Elt only takes an S. So bingo lane's really restricted on this board. 35 for opponent, so he's 60 points behind. There's only one S to come, but there are 2 blanks. So what to do here? I'm thinking about playing in column 13. So Laban 23. It does invite scoring tiles on this double word square, B, F, but that's not too many. And turning over 5 tiles increases my chances of drawing a blank. And I'm just pausing because I think Laban has an anagram. Is it Nabal? It is. That's going to be safer because it doesn't allow a high scoring tile next to the first tile. So Nabal for 23. Great, that is a nice looking rack. If nothing else, I have Estragon in column 8. But do I have a playable bingo? Tail takes nothing after it. It only takes an S after it. Estragon wrecks the rack. I have Estragon right here for 72. And I think that's the only bingo lane that I've spotted. It does provide the possibility of a triple in row O, but I will take that risk. Still 2 blanks. Well, opponent's pretty much got to play there immediately as a triple or he's not going to get it. Column 1 quite hot for 4-letter plays. Or 5-letter plays, getting a high scoring tile on this double letter square next to the A. I have quite a nice rack. Provided my opponent doesn't bingo, it pretty much guarantees me a decent score for the next 2 turns. Great, just 16 points. And although Dewey takes a T, there are no words beginning TN. So how do I start to get some value here? It's still the case that there are 2 blanks, so it would be good to turn over a lot of tiles. However, opportunities for doing that are somewhat limited. I'm thinking about playing in column 14. Just wondering what my options are. Tige only takes an R. Still an S and 2 blanks, so that's slightly dangerous. I could just play my here for 36 points, which is a big score, and this rack leave is pretty good. I should score off the W. I'm not going to be swamped by either vowels or consonants on my next rack. I'm providing nothing for my opponent by making this play. So I'm going with this. My for 36. I draw the U, which isn't good. However, no duplicates. And I've got a pretty good lead of 150 points. Still a few chunky tiles left. J, Q and F. The J is now gone. So what can I do here? Really tight board. There are bingo lanes, but not many. And really all of the action has taken place in the top left triangle, which is why it's so tight. 5 minutes on my clock, 8 tiles in the bag. I don't have anything which goes after UG. I don't have anything which goes anywhere, which isn't great. I'm reluctant to change tiles, or am I? I don't know. Just struggling to see anything. G, U and W are the problem tiles. 4 minutes on my clock. I'm reluctant to change. I've got cigar for 18, which is probably better than changing. Craig for slightly more. Keeping WU, but it is a score. 3 minutes on my clock. Is there any way of playing off more tiles from G, U and W? Not that I can see. So Craig for 20. Great. I draw 1 blank. Rest of the rack not great. Just 4 tiles in the bag. I have unwet on my rack, nowhere for that. Can't see anything beginning with the G. Remaining tiles not very bingo-y. But if the 4 tiles in the bag were the F, the Q, the B and the X, there might be something. However, I lead by 130, so I'm in pretty good shape. This V of ovoid has really hampered anything at the top of the board. So, opponent plays off F and O, 2 tiles in the bag. 3 minutes on my clock. Tempted to play Nug to stop opponent playing from the G, whether a bingo or a non-bingo. And I think the U is the tile to play. And I think it is right to leave 1 in the bag. I draw the B. So I think this game is going to draw to a slow and draggy conclusion. Because the board is tight, neither of us have bingos. Est takes an S, sub went, not good. Yeah, I mustn't preclude a bingo too quickly, but I think it's extremely unlikely. So A and I are available. Opponent empties the bag. Not seeing anything with the A or the I. So 2 minutes on my clock. I'd like to go out in 2. The bag is empty. How can I achieve that? And do I need to stop my opponent scoring highly with his X? Well, I've had a look around. I can't see any super hot X spots. Gosh, even now it's hard to see places to play. 2 minutes on my clock. What about a play beginning open something? Not seeing anything. Can't see anything with the blank as an S. So I'm really looking for anywhere just to dump my B and W. Yeah, and then I have Suent next go. I'm sure there was something a little bit better than that, but this is a super tight board. Well, I think my opponent... Well, I'm just wondering if he has an out. A bingo beginning with the A. Close to Anatexis. Wow, I should have perhaps given more thought to that. I don't think it... Well, it's not going to be a winning bingo, but it would certainly reduce the winning margin considerably if opponent were to bingo now. Does he have a bingo beginning with A? I don't think so. What about one beginning with I? Well, again, I don't think so. Still 7-letter lanes for bingos beginning with S. I probably should have done all this analysis before. However, I'm short on time, and a very quick look at his rack didn't suggest such a bingo was available. So opponent plays Axe for 23. I have Suent and Ests. Is that best? 1 minute on my clock. Suent for 11. Can I score more? Well, let me just check if Karai takes an S. It doesn't. So I'm going with this. And the final score, 328 to my opponent, 434 to me, a winning margin of 106 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He played open. I have a ton of bingos. And I got 72 for Scleras. I could have got more. By making Copen, of course. Yeah, that would have been a better play, getting the play doubled. But only 5 points missed. Opponent's rack plays Co. And now I play Frivol for 26. But Servid also available for 7 more points. Is CD 7 points better than FO? No, I suspect these rack leaves are fairly close, with CD having a slight edge. So I play Frivol. Opponent plays AE. And wow, I play Zep, and I could have played a Zap. However, I think Clad might be a better rack lead than Cled. In general, you tend to think that E is better than A, but A is a really good tile. So, I'm not sure. Opponent's rack. Wow, no bingo here. That looks very bingo-y. Plays Dewey. And now I have Dolt for 29. Restarter. So there was a bingo through... Is that through EST? E4? No, it's through RE. But quite a few bingos available there. My racks, Skyarid, I2, down from the S of Scleras. And I played Dial for 21. So it was just Syarid which scored more. However, that provides quite a few scoring options, so I like my play. Horrible rack for opponent. Plays Ovoid. And now this looked pretty good. No bingo. A12. Choli, yeah, 39 points. That would have been the play. I played Chi for, well, actually the same score. So, is ELOR better than ER? I would say yes. Slightly. And I think Chai is a better play. Korai takes nothing after it, whereas Choli provides access to the triple word square. In any event, not much between those plays. Opponent plays Git. I2 Somber. I don't like that. Provides too much for opponent. So I play for 25, and I think that's fine. Opponent plays Hugh, but he trails by a bingo. So that's just a fairly average score and turns over tiles and doesn't create any new bingo lanes. My rack. And I have Nabel and Laban, and I still like those plays given the blanks unseen. Opponent really struggling with his racks. Plays Way. Now I have an Estragon for 72, which is quite fortunate on a tight board. Opponent not in a position to take advantage of the triple lane. Plays Dewey. And now I have Mai for 36, and I like that. A11, Mangy. Also worth considering. The Y not terribly useful, and it stops opponents scoring up there. And it's turning over tiles with 2 blanks to come, so I think Mangy would have been better. Opponent plays Ginny, which sorts his rack out nicely and scores well. Now I struggle. So I play Craig for 20, keeping EUW, nothing obviously better. Opponent plays Fon. Now look at this, nothing over 16 points. I play Nug for 4 to leave 1 in the bag. Wow, and the 1 in the bag was the blank. Opponent plays Chi. And now, even with the blank, very limited scoring options. So I play Bow for 8. No bingo available for opponent. He plays Axe. And K8, Suant. That was my play for 11. And well, that was the end of the game. So, pretty exciting stuff. I got off to a good start with my opening rack of Scleras. And then Estragon enabled me to maintain a good lead that my opponent couldn't really do anything about, and that's, on hindsight, that's because he had pretty horrible racks and wasn't able to benefit from the 2 blanks which stayed in the bag until right before the end of the game. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.